quite a few years now, I've been looking for a British hero that is somewhere between Bond and The Bourne Identity, and I feel there's a gap for one more British hero, and maybe someone that's a little grittier and more realistic. And so I was searching for material for quite a few years for who could this British hero be. Then I got approached with the Project Stratton and literally landed on my desk, and I started reading. I go, this is exactly what I've been looking for.
Hope you don't mind meeting in here. My schedule's quite full.
No, Mum.
Sergeant Stratton, you're a highly effective operative. You don't have a reputation for respecting authority or the chain of command. You changed protocol in the middle of a mission, against orders.
Stratton is about a terrorist threat. Initially, it seems to be targeted at Russia, but MI6 and our British Special Forces get intelligence of this attack. But as they dig deeper, they find out that the threat is actually to London. And of course, that's their hometown. Stratton, of course, is front and center of this barrier against this attack. It's a very unusual terrorist attack because it's using new technology that we may be becoming more familiar with, and it's drones. They're going to release a poison gas over London. Stratton and his team have got to stop this happening. I read the Stratton books a while ago. They're set 30 or 40 years ago, so I had to update the story a lot because the technology has moved on, the threats out there have moved on, but the basic character of Stratton, the SBS officer, is the same.
Something that I loved about the script is that there's a huge amount of action in it, but you do get to find quite a bit out about the man behind the so-called hero. He's had, I suppose, quite a sad past in a way, someone who didn't know his parents. He's quite a lonely man, a man who can commit completely and utterly to his job.
You must be Marty's replacement.
You can't replace Marty.
I'm going over your file. It's impressive.
Thank you. Heard a lot about you too, sir.
You can cut this, sir. Everyone calls me Stratton.
Hank's relationship with Stratton starts on the rocks. He has a bit of a chip on his shoulder because his friend is dead, and his friend was killed in action while he was with Stratton, and it was Stratton's operation, and so the blame in his eyes is on Stratton. But their relationship grows over time.
You turned down 3 other assignments and a promotion for this one. May I ask why?
You go where you think you can do the most good, right?
Yeah, well, if I get a hint that you're here looking for vengeance for Marty, I'm going to send your ass back to the States.
I can handle myself.
I don't give a shit about that. If your mind goes anywhere other than the moment at hand, you're a risk. I'm not getting my ass shot off because you're pissed off about Marty. Is that clear?
Crystal.
I tried to put together a cast that are very compatible because they're supposed to have grown up in their work situation together. So they've been on missions together, they've been through life and death situations together. So as each person joins the cast, I make sure the next person is going to fit with them. So it is a jigsaw puzzle. This cast got on wonderfully. I mean, you would swear that they had worked together for years in this job.
The cast has been phenomenal. I've been so lucky in my career to work with good people, and this is no exception. We've had some great times on and off set. It's always nice when, you get to come to work and it feels like a little bit of work and a little bit of play at the same time.
Austin, I had seen in Whiplash. The Americans on the job are brilliant, Austin and Tyler, and they're both very, very wholesome, very handsome Americans. And then we've got our Europeans, Thomas and Connie, who are both fantastic as well, and Tom Felton I have a lot of scenes with. I love Dominic's work, and I think he's such an interesting actor. I was really happy when I heard that he was playing Stratton. He really has had such a varied career and is always interesting in what he does.
Dominic was great because he wasn't quite sure what to expect. He was totally dedicated. He knew the issues on the film in the sense that we wanted to make this a really authentic SBS movie. He wanted to do the Marines proud, the Special Boat Service proud. So when he came in, he had the right attitude straight away. He was very fit, and he came in literally and did everything we asked. Once he's sort of got all his elements, he just freestyles it, and he just got it. He's just got his own style, and I think he's really made this character his own.
Come on!
With a film like this, you have to do a lot of training with the actors, both physical and character immersion. Firstly, with the guys, they all went to military training, so they had to learn how to use the guns and the knives and all the other weapons, grenades even. And so they spent a lot of time and energy with our stunt trainers and also military advisors. We had people who were SBS officers showing them the very particular techniques that they use. Then for the MI6 characters, Tom and Gemma, you can't really have technical advisors from MI6 on the set because obviously they're secret spies, and we can't even really have meetings with them with a group of us. There has to be sort of one-to-one meetings. So we managed to track down people who were very strongly recommended that they were probably spies and in MI6, and they would talk direct to the actors onto one-to-one or on telephones and get to find out exactly what these people are like, because nobody knows, nobody actually admits to being an MI6 officer. It's very hard for an actor to base their character on someone that nobody really knows. And so we were very lucky to track down a few people like this and get the sort of inside information on what these people are like and how they operate.
Normally I like to spend a good 5 weeks with my actors and really get them up to speed, get them physically trained. And the role of a special forces soldier, they have to be physically fit, they have to be able to fight, they have to be able to fire weapons, knives, they have to be clever. We had to condense that into quite a short time. But luckily we had Dominic, because he's amazing. He's been fantastic on the show. Literally, you show him a few things and he just gets on with it. And you've got people like Tyler and Austin who are just joyous to work with. I mean, they literally are, they could be stuntmen. They're very, very good like that. You just tell them and they get on with it.
Let's go!
Stunts and the action, they need to sort of be inside your body, then you need to physically inhabit them completely. And so Jimmy he's just a great teacher, and he's an extraordinarily hard worker. So a majority of the very technical stunt sequences he'd already laid out and filmed. He edits them together and makes little films and shows us exactly what he's trying to achieve. With the boats, with the driving, we did some incredible shots around Rome, proper chase sequences, and I wanted to do a lot of that myself, and he was always open to that.
The sequence we did in Rome, which was we wanted to make that a really big, long car chase. It culminates with our bad guy, Borowski, who is a very bad guy, thinking, I know I'll scupper these plans by driving this van directly into a crowded bar full of people. So the way we prepped for that was, I obviously had 20-odd guys within the bar, and I didn't want the van to continue in and obviously hurt these people. So I tethered a strop to a JCB with a tyre to just take a little bit of the sting out of it, and we put on a dead stop so it couldn't get any further, which just allowed me to have the stuntman drive as fast as he could in the space he had, straight through a tiny gap with 2 inches either side. It was going to come to a complete dead stop. And it worked brilliantly because we could set stunt guys very close to where he was going to be, and we could cause the chaos and really believe that, oh my God, these guys have been sprung. And it worked like a treat. We did it once and it worked really well.
Well, there's a lot of crazy stuff in this film. For example, we have a chase, like a car chase with a double-decker bus. I haven't seen that before. And I'm in that bus and try to launch a drone to bomb London. They top the bus flips, and it was pretty crazy.
I think my favourite stunt is flipping a double-decker London bus over in this film, because it's such a big thing. I've rolled cars, and I've blown cars up, and I've jumped cars off ships and cliffs and things like that, but I've never actually flipped a London double-decker bus. So it's pretty exciting to see something that big flying through the air.
Simon West, what can I tell you about him? As a stuntman, you want to work with certain people, and he was on my I want to work with list. Dare I say, I don't want to tell him again, but he's a genius, the guy is. And you can't help but say it. He really has an idea of action and story. He knows exactly who he's making the film for, and it's all the details, and purely as a collaborator, he's fantastic to work with.
Working with Simon has been it's been great. I mean, to see someone who is so skilled and so great at their craft and what they do, it's been really fun to watch. I mean, see him just so casually and really like, yeah, we're gonna blow that up over there and blow that up over there, and yeah, it'll be nice. It's been really fun to watch. So the amount of work and everything that really goes into making this stuff look authentic and real and smooth and work well is really kind of incredible. So I have a whole new respect.
He's a very calm, relaxed presence on set, so despite the fact that it's been, at times, it can be quite chaotic because there's just a lot of things going on, but he's always very calm, and I think the film's going to look great.
He's been extraordinarily calm and kind to everyone throughout this process, and he's had some moments of it being pretty stressful. He's had to achieve a lot in a small amount of time. In Italy, we had some of the hottest days Italy's ever had. In environments like that, you don't want a watery director who is not certain of what they want or when they have the shot and who keeps just shooting stuff. Simon knows when he has the shot and knows exactly which shots he wants to complete the sequence. And I think that's why we've managed to achieve this much. Yeah, he's been brilliant.
Stratton, I think, will appeal to a world audience because it's that classic international story. It's very glamorous because we go to different countries. It has lots of action, but at the heart of it has a great hero. Dominic plays this very capable, skilled SBS operative. His life is not so good at home personally, but professionally, he is the best. The fact is, most of the time, it's just Stratton is between us and disaster. And I think people love that kind of story, that one man is going to save us. And Stratton is going to save us this time, and I'm sure he's going to save us a few more times in the future.